either sit or stand, whatever you wish.
And I am not here to suggest that the family doesn't love Danny very much and has chosen to forgive him. I can't speak for whether God will take mercy upon him, but that's not what we're here to decide. There is a separation between the laws of man and the laws of God. I am here to speak for the citizens of Lorraine County, and I believe it's incumbent upon me to speak for the memory of Susan Petric. Daniel snuck out to buy Halo 3 on the day it was released. He didn't get to play it. He hadn't been given an opportunity to become addicted to it when it was taken away. This is not the case of a drug fiend stash being taken away. Daniel chose, in the words of his father, he referred to him in his interview as a pathological liar. Daniel has serious problems telling the truth. Daniel knows how to manipulate. His brain really works. Those are the words of his father when he was interviewed, Your Honor. And that's what's happened here. If you look at exactly what occurred, they take away the video game before he's had a chance to play it. That he admitted that his mother was likely to allow him to play the games. His father would be the problem. What does that make, Susan Petric? Collateral damage? Because he chose to shoot both of them. That to escape what he was going to do, he decided to kill both of them and to make it look like a murder-suicide. That he had to steal the key to the gun cabinet to accomplish this. That the game was in there, and yes, he took it afterwards, but he also had to load the gun. That he was able to pretend that things were going well, walk out of a room and say, "I've got a surprise for you, please close your eyes." And then he opened fire. But he opened fire in a very methodical manner. The father first, the biggest target, also to make it look like a suicide, and then the mother. 3 shots from across the room. His hand was steady. This is not a shaking addict having trouble with his thought process. The father didn't die immediately. He tries to place the gun in his hand. "Grab the gun, Dad, grab the gun." As he told Dr. Newhouse, what went wrong? Well, first my dad didn't die, and then my sister and brother-in-law, I knew they were coming over at 9 p.m., came over early, and it just all blew up in my face. And I believe trying to frame his father by putting a gun in his hand, stage the scene, and clean up deserves an additional 5 years, for a total of life without parole plus 21 years. That's what the state says is appropriate in this case, Your Honor. Thank you.
Pay constant attention to these types of games. Creates a new hardware. And the type of behavior that produces is difficult to measure in terms of when it might extinguish. There's nothing in Daniel's background that would indicate sociality. He didn't run away from home. He didn't torture small animals. Didn't fight with his parents. He wasn't a bully. He wasn't a predator at all. Sometime thereafter, it was difficult to see remorse. And I don't really assign that to some aspect of Daniel's character, but rather the condition that was probably created by this obsession and addiction. When Attorney Otero and Kirsty and I believe Attorney Silla were young bucks practicing law, the juvenile court would have had it within its discretion to keep this matter in juvenile court. I hope I'm talking now for the future. And not for radio talk show, which appears to have become little more than an affirmative action program for talentless, overweight, intellectually challenged white boys. Therefore, it will be the judgment of law and sentence to the court. Count 1, aggravated murder, 20 years at the Lorraine Correctional Institute. Counts 2 and 3 are allied offenses of count 1 and are murder. Count 4, 10 years at the Lorraine Correctional Institute. Counts 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 appear to be allied offenses to count 4, and they are merged. Count 11, 5 years at the Lorraine Correctional Institute. Those sentences will run concurrent.